Hey guys, Sean here, and today we are going to be talking about how to stack silver on a budget. Now, if you're just starting out at silver, it's pretty easy to get discouraged when you see all these people on YouTube with their huge stacks and showing off this pile of coins or that gigantic silver bar. But you gotta realize that everyone starts off from somewhere, and when I first started out stacking silver, I was buying like a few coins every month or so. I would save up some of my part-time work money when I was in university and head down to my local dealer and just get 1 or 2 silver coins at a time. Now, was that a small amount of silver looking back? Yeah, it was, but that kick-started my journey into precious metals and even got me into gold a while later. Now, the main thing is to get started but do it in a smart way. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you 6 things you should keep in mind when you're building your first stack and 3 coins that are perfect when you're stacking on a budget. Now, if you want more gold and silver related content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow and I really appreciate your support, guys. Let's dive right in. Now, when you first get into the world of silver, it's easy to get bombarded with lots of facts about this being an awesome silver coin or why this bar is better than the rest. But I want you to focus on the basics of stacking silver, especially at the beginning where every single dollar you have is precious and you don't really want to blow it on an impulse purchase. That's why I have 3 criteria for your silver bullion that you should know before you even walk into a coin shop or a dealer. And today I'm still using these criteria to guide what I buy, and it has been serving me quite well. Now, firstly, number 1, you want to buy a highly recognized coin or bar. Secondly, you want to buy only investment grade silver of at least 99.9% purity. And thirdly, you want to go for the lowest premium possible. Now let's take an example, right? So this Canadian silver maple is a perfect example of a silver coin that you want to stack. Now, why is that? That's because firstly, it's one of the most highly recognizable coins in the world, and that is important because there will come a point of time that you want to sell it off. Maybe you want to raise money in an emergency, or you want to convert it into cash so that you can invest into another asset. The last thing you want to do is to hunt high or low for a buyer, and you might even need to sell your silver at a discount if it isn't recognizable. Now, when it comes to sovereign coins like the Canadian maple, I'm always guaranteed to find a buyer when I want to sell them. Their quality, purity, and amount of silver is guaranteed by their national governments. Like the Canadian silver maple, it is guaranteed by the Royal Canadian Mint, and there's no argument on what it represents. Secondly, this silver maple meets the purity standards of 99.9%. In fact, it is 4 nice pure, which is one of the most pure coins around. Now, the reason why it's better to go for investment grade silver than any, random piece of silver or even silverware is that in many countries like Singapore and most places in the United States, you will not be charged sales tax when you buy investment grade silver. Around the world, for those countries that do charge it, the tax can be anywhere from 5 to 20%, and that can really add up significantly. Unfortunately, if I'm not wrong, there are countries in Europe, including Germany and the UK, that have a VAT value added tax on silver of around 19 to 20%, and that is just ridiculous, guys. Now, thirdly, you want to pay the least amount of premium possible. Now, one of the biggest challenges of stacking on a budget is that you get tempted to just buy fractional silver like half ounces or even 1/10 of an ounce. Now, the problem with that is that you'll be paying sky high premiums if you actually buy those fractional coins. For example, right, the premiums on this silver maple is around 18%, which is already very high compared to the past when I first got it, right? However, if you were to go for a 1/4 ounce silver coin, the premiums can be anywhere from 30 to 40%, which is just outrageous. So even if you are stacking on a budget, stick with at least 1 ounce coins or bars, right? You don't really want to pay much more when you don't need to. Now, if you want to pay the least premium possible, then you can also choose to go for silver bars or silver rounds instead of coins. Now, these are essentially silver bullion minted by private means. They are not legal tendered, but they are just as easily bought or sold. For example, this Johnson Matthey 1 ounce bar contains 1 ounce of pure investment grade 999 silver, and the premium is only around 12 to 13%. Now, just be sure that when you buy a bar, it is minted by a recognized refiner under the LBMA list to be sure. Now, I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can get to see the list of accredited refiners, right? Now that we have the basics out of the way, how do you effectively stack on a budget? I have 6 steps that you can follow to make the journey easier. Now, the first step is simple, guys. Buy your first silver coin and get started. Often in anything in life, right, when we want to start something new or build a new habit, the first step is often the hardest. But once we do it, we realize, hey, it's rather easy and there's nothing to it, right? It's not that difficult after all. So I really believe that if you have decided to stack silver, you just need to go and get 1 coin first, which is around, below $30, maybe $29 today. You really want to get a physical understanding of what you are buying, and really seeing the silver in your hands is quite game changing. You realize that it's not only beautiful to look at, it's actually a form of money and has unique properties as an industrial metal as well, right? The best way to get started, I believe, is to just head down to your local coin shop or bullion dealer and get your first ounce first. Just a coin will do. What's more, you can slowly develop a relationship with them, and if they are a good dealer, they will be more than happy to chat with you, educate you, and give you some personalized advice. Once you're done with that and you have your first ounce in your hand, it's time to sit down and really plan out a budget on how much you want to invest in silver every single month. If you're a single person, you have no spouse, it's rather simple, right? You just determine how much money you have left over in a month and just set aside an amount, right? When I personally started out years back, I set around $500 monthly for investing, and half of that went into silver, right? I think I was just university student when I started out. And if you have a spouse or your income is shared, I think it's best to have a talk and slowly ease silver investing into the conversation, right? You start small, and as you stack more, slowly educate your significant other over time. And once you really have your budget set up, I really recommend that you start dollar cost averaging your purchases, right? That simply means that you don't invest everything that you have at once into a single purchase. Don't YOLO your purchases, guys. I once consolidated a few months of savings and bought 40 ounces all at once, and boy, was I pissed off when the price of silver fell the next week, right? Now, the thing about silver that we all have to understand, that it is very volatile and it could easily rise by 10 to 20% or fall by 10 to 20% as well in a single month, and sometimes in a single week, right? But if you dollar cost average your purchase and buy a consistent amount every few weeks or once a month, you'll be able to smooth out your buying costs. It really builds discipline and keeps your emotions in check, guys. You really want to keep yourself, motivated in this journey and develop this habit over time. Whether you are investing on silver or stocks or simply just saving your money in the bank, I can attest that consistency is the key to success. Now, while you are stacking silver, I believe that we also will have to stack some cash at the same time, and this is my step number 3. Everyone, including myself and including you, probably have a thing or two that you're wasting money on, right? It could be that daily Starbucks coffee that you tell yourself you can't live without, buying clothes excessively, or maybe you're drinking one too many beers with your friends, right? You gotta look at the bigger picture and make some cutbacks, right? Especially in today's economy, while the Federal Reserve can print trillions of dollars at will, we can't do the same. When you put money into silver, right, it is something that you can hold and it will grow its value over time. You are building wealth, and this is one vision, right? I think we all really have to hold in our minds, right? You need to paint this picture in your mind that when you invest in silver, you are building wealth for the long term. That expensive meal you bought yesterday, it's gone forever. And honestly, guys, how many pairs of shoes do you really need, right? I'm not asking you to live like a hermit, but just take a look at your expenses and ask yourself one question. Do I really need it? And will it hurt me not to have it, right? And this brings us to step 4, right? Strike with your cash when there are discounts. Remember the extra cash that you save from the expenses in the previous step that we discussed? Now you can start putting it into good use. You might be surprised to hear from time to time that many reputable dealers offer good deals and sales on their silver bullion. And no, it's not what you think. You won't get half price off silver days, right? As much as I want that myself, I'll be jumping for joy if I find silver is on 50% discount. But there will be times where they will cut back on a physical premium or even sometimes sell you silver at spot with zero premiums at all. Maybe they want to just clear their older products or they need to raise cash for their operations, but it really doesn't matter why, right? It's a great opportunity for you to get more silver for less dollars. So be sure to constantly shop around your favorite dealers, especially the online ones, to see whether they have any deals for you to capitalize on. Be sure to get onto their newsletters because sometimes they do advertise it directly to your email inbox, right? And saving 5 to 10% might sound small, but it can seriously save you quite a bit of money over the months and years, right? And if I really knew this earlier, I'd probably have like an extra 100 ounces of silver or more if I combine all the savings throughout the years that I've been stacking silver. So this is not an insignificant amount. Now, step number 5, do not step on debt. For this step, I really want to preach patience and for you to take your time. I know the feeling of impatience of you wanting to build up your stack fast from 10 ounces to 100 ounces of more, but you need to have patience and take things gradually, right? The last thing you want to do is to go borrow money and get into debt buying silver. Actually, you don't even want to go into debt when making any investment. I don't care whether it is in the equity markets or whether it's in precious metals. The reason is that the price of silver doesn't go up in a straight line. It's volatile and it moves the way it moves, not the way that you dictate it, right? Just because you want silver to go up, that doesn't mean the price of silver will go up just because you command it, right? There could be situations where the price of silver could move sideways for years, and there are truly no guarantees in any investment. However, what is guaranteed is the interest payment on your debt, and God help you if you're using credit cards to buy silver without paying them off. So really take your time stacking what you can afford month after month, and you will reach your goal in a safe way. Now, last but not least, when you are stacking on a budget, you need to adopt the right mindset and stack for the long term, right? Stacking physical silver isn't like buying a stock where you can easily get in and out with minimal losses, right? If you buy physical silver today and you sell tomorrow, you will most definitely lose money due to the physical premium. The thing you need to remember about silver is that it isn't speculation. I won't even call it an investment, right? It's wealth preservation at its most fundamental form. Silver has been used as money for thousands of years, and it is an important component of modern technology. Especially going forward as we progress towards renewable energy, from solar panels to electronics and electric vehicles, silver is a key component that these industries absolutely need. The industrial use of silver is incredible, but because it is an internationally traded commodity and there's something called the paper market out there, which is much bigger than the physical market, its price will fluctuate. So you need to build discipline and brace yourself for the years ahead. Now, if you're unsure of what coins to start off, let me give you a few recommendations of my own. There are 3 silver bullion coins that you can consider, and they are all highly recognized coins around the world and are nationally minted coins. This means that they are all extremely easy to buy and sell, and almost every good dealer in the world will have them on sale, right? What I love about these coins is that the designs are rather unique and their premiums are perhaps the lowest of all silver bullion coins around. Now, the first coin I want to introduce to you is the Austrian Philharmonic coin, right? This is a single Austrian Philharmonic coin, and if you buy it in tubes of 20, you'll get them in this tube. You buy 20 coins, it comes in this tube. Now, it's a really beautiful coin from Austria with a face value of around 1.5 euros, and the design is beautiful, right? It depicts the great pipe organ in Vienna's Golden Hall. I personally own quite a bit of these silver Philharmonics, and you can't go wrong stacking these coins. Now, the next one I want to touch on is the silver Krugerrands. Now, what I love about this South African coin is that it's named after Paul Kruger. You know, you see the guy over here, that's Paul Kruger, the former president of South Africa. It's really a classic coin with a design that will never get old. What's interesting about this coin is that while it doesn't have a face value compared to other bullion coins, it's actually legal tender in South Africa, right? And lastly, we have the Australian silver kangaroo over here. And this silver bullion coin from down under is quite a beautiful coin, and the coin is minted from the world famous Perth Mint, and it features a kangaroo obviously jumping on this side and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, right? You know, Australia was once a British colony long time back, and that's why the face of the Queen is there. Now, what I personally like about this coin is the detail of the design and how it really shimmers, right? Despite it being rather simple, the coin has a face value of $1 if you can see it, and it's one of the most commonly stacked bullion coins in the world. Now, each of these coins, right, these three coins that I just went through, they have a premium of just 14 to 16%. Now, compare that, right, to a silver eagle that has a physical premium of over 30%. Now, that's almost double, and that's crazy, right? Let me just put it this way. If I had $1,000 to spend on silver coins, I could either get 33 of these silver eagles or 37 of these silver kangaroos or philharmonics, right? Now, there's a full 4 ounces difference, and that's why premiums matter. Now, I want to quickly touch on what to do next when your budget increases, right? Now, once your budget increases, you can start really diversifying your stack with a bigger silver bars, right? I personally think that the next step up can be, for example, a 10-ounce bar like the Royal Canadian Mint bar, RCM bar. Now, that's because it is light enough and portable to carry around. Plus, the premiums are slightly lower than a coin, right? It's slightly cheaper than a coin by a few percentage points. And today, right, I personally buy my silver in increments of 20 to 25 ounces so that I can get further discounts, as when you buy them in 25 ounces, like this is the Australian silver kangaroo, 25 ounces, comes in this cool tube. You can actually get more discounts from economies of scale. And when I do buy this amount, right, I'll be easily able to meet the price threshold for free shipping when I'm buying them online. So there you have it, guys. With this guide, you'll be able to easily stack silver on a budget without breaking a sweat. And if you have any questions or opinions, let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more gold and silver videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.